For this match, we training a lot with all teams except, of course, Roma, and we are confident for this match day because we want to win and take 6 points with the Italian team, and hope this will become true.
Derby match against Juventus, we all know how much important is that match for our club, so we want to show some good matches, and hopefully we want to try to win 6 points. Of course, it will be very difficult. Juve is amazing team, but we have goal, and I think we can do that.
Yep, big game coming. Italian derby, Juventus versus AS Roma. Roma, of course, your favourite badge, isn't it, Harry? I'm sure you know the history behind it as well, but we won't quiz you on that for now. We'll get straight to the game. So what are your thoughts here? We didn't manage to get any predictions from the people at home. Remember, you can watch all of these streams from the individual clubs as well, that have a lot of them have their own feeds, and if you want to watch the one on the eFootball.Pro website, then you can, of course, get yourself 300 eFootball.Pro eFootball points. I'm going to put my teeth back in for this next game, don't worry. Yeah, Harry, what are your predictions for this one?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, a massive thank you to Laura in the back, obviously educating me on the Roma badge. Romulus and Remus, of course. Founding Rome way back when. Thank you for pulling me up on that. This is a really, really fun game. You know, Roma have been across the 2 match days so far have been so sporadic. They've been an exciting team to watch because they score goals, but it seems to be, for me, that every game 2 that they've played so far, whether it's been their match day 1 or match day 2, they seem to have fallen apart a little bit and let so many goals slip. For me, if they want to be real contenders in this league, whether it was, you know, against Barcelona or AS Monaco on match day 2, they need to fix their game 2 issues, because they come out of the blocks fast as anything and catch teams by surprise. But if you can't shore things up in that second game and take home at least 4 points, you know, you're never going to put yourself in that sort of title contention come the end of the season. Juve, on the other hand, obviously match day 2 MVP Eterito is at the helm, so just watch out for him pulling the strings. He's the blue marker on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Lo Scandalo with the red and Il Distruttore in the yellow, if my colour blindness serves me correctly, as it is Juventus who start on the front foot, and Chris Smalling has the chance to clear his lines with Roxa, of course, there. Yeah, you mentioned how kind of inconsistent and up and down and brilliant and terrible at the same time this Roma team have been at times. I think match day 1, I may be wrong on this, but I believe they were 4-0 up in the first game and they managed to lose the second game, and it kind of fits into that sort of what you were saying. But yeah, definitely a team to watch with an eagle eye, because you certainly get goals, you certainly get excitement, and they are looking to break on this left-hand side, but cut out this time by Il Distruttore, and it is going to be a throw, won by Roxa, I believe, and Vellem's going to take it on this near touchline, flicked in, flicked on, wonderful play in towards Toll, and it's in off the post. And Harry, it's exactly what we were saying, they're exciting and they just score goals.
Well, shock for Juve here in the Italian derby. Roxa has absolutely fired this one home. It's really, really well worked from the throw-in. Just one touch with Tall in the box, and the left foot, he almost slices it, doesn't he? After the pass, I believe it's from Kepa, so the two Serbians combining here. Oh, what a strike. There's no saving that. And Roxa, by the way, now has 6 goals on the season for Roma across, I mean, 2 and a bit match days, and we still have, plenty of games to be played here on match day 3. So Roxa's return this season has been an instrumental piece of the puzzle here for Roma.
It absolutely has, as the ball got played in. Tall, stood tall and fired in off the post, and Roma took the lead. And you mentioned how Roma, they need to be better to be counted as potential champions here. But if they can shore up the back, they're gonna score goals. They've got to be right up there. They've got a lot of promising play so far in eFootball.Pro IQONIQ, and well, 15 minutes gone, and as you mentioned, a possible shock on the cards to some people, not others. If you're in the Roma camp, you know what your team is capable of. As the ball gets played up, one back by Chris Smalling. We will certainly see how good they are defensively, Roma, up against last match day's MVP and co. And so far, they've been pretty solid, Harry.
Yeah, they have indeed. They've been tremendous entertainment as they try and push forward for another goal, and the problem for them is that they don't want to be known as the entertainers, do they? They want to be at the top of the table come the end of the season. So again, it is about shoring up the back line here for Roma, and well, so far it's been one-way traffic, hasn't it?
It has indeed. 25 minutes gone in this first half, and Juventus trail to that Roxa goal out of the blue, playing in red, and Khedira now steps up over the halfway line. Play through, looking for Ronaldo, of course. Il Distratore seems to be the most attacking player furthest forwards. We touched on that prior to the game, that Eterito seems to be dropping in a little bit more creative, getting those assists in matchday 2. Whacked in towards the danger area, headed away, and again Roma asking the questions, but so far since the goal, Juventus have been able to come up with the answers.
Well, you can hear Eterito there. He's very annoyed at that foul, and I tell you what, it's a great one to make if you're Venom there. Just as Juve are threatening to counter, just take the man down, take the yellow card.
And it's out of play, and it's a corner, something we haven't seen so far. Really, the set pieces in this game, Roma dominating possession, 58%, with 60% passes completed, only 51 for Juventus, so there's been a lot of stray passes from both teams today. And it's going to be whipped in towards the near post, flicked on, and it looked like it might just loop over the goalkeeper, but in the end it's a nice and easy claim there. Fire downfield. They're always a threat in the air, Roma, aren't they? If the ball gets played long, chance to win the flick-ons, Harry.
Yeah, they play so direct, don't they? And they come forward again here. There's a
just didn't
chance
come off this time
to materialise. Yeah, it's really tricky, isn't it, to play against a team like Roma who have this identity of playing so direct. They're not like Arsenal. They don't care how much possession they have. They just want goals.
Oh, he's in here though. It's Dybala. Oh, Scandalo just couldn't quite turn it home. A massive chance for Juventus to equalise, and he just couldn't quite take it. But still, the danger's on. They're just trying to put the ball through the eye of the needle, and it just didn't quite come off. And now there's a chance to counter, and he's in here, and it's Kepa. He's onside, surely. Saved, tipped out, turned home by Venom, surely. A tremendous block from Juventus.
From one end, Roxa with arguably
Tool's been sent off.
Oh my
What's
goodness,
happened?
we're down to 10 men. He's fouled someone
I'm
in the box.
completely none the wiser.
From one end, Roxa with the manual save is one of the saves of the season. He then threads Kepa through, and somehow we see another miraculous save, and now Roma down to 10 men.
It happened in the blink of an eye. I was too busy looking at the ceiling due to the unbelievable chance that came and went. And then the next thing we knew, we looked back down and Tool had been sent from the field. I'd love to see what happened as the ball gets played through. Well, Harry, I think we can tap each other's shoulders on the back, if that makes any sense, because this has been as exciting as we predicted.
Yeah, just about. I'm not sure how many shoulders I've got on my back, but I suppose I do have a couple.
Tap your shoulder.
This is it. It comes back to that Venom tactical foul, doesn't it? Yeah, it prevents the counter-attack from Juventus. It gets the yellow card, so the goal scorer is no longer on the pitch here for Roma, and that might just reinforce their mentality here, Adam. We know they like to play long balls. We know they like to lump the ball up from throw-ins and from the back. I fully expect I expect them to double down on that now. I mean, you don't have the personnel in the front three anymore with that player being sent off, so you have to lump something up and hope that you get a knockdown here or there.
It looks like they're going to play even more direct, doesn't it? I mean, it seems a bit harsh, that decision, because it looked to me anyway like he was going to try and turn the ball home. He's obviously been penalised for a late challenge on the player clearing the ball, but I mean, all eyes for the ball, surely. Straight red card would have been a poor decision, but possibly a second yellow card, maybe that makes sense, yeah.
Now only Borja, because Dzeko is coming.
Don't be afraid to square and clear. Now we are.
Yeah, just keep head up and.
Sounds like the words of "if in doubt, boot it out" from Venom there, Harry.
Yeah, certainly.
Don't be afraid to press the square.
That's the type of situation you're in now with your Roma. You're down to 10 men. You have the goal, and now all eyes on Juve. Can they break down this Roma defence? We were asking the question, weren't we? Can Roma be better defensively? They're going to have to be now.
Yeah, they've got to stand up. They've got to take a lot of pressure on their shoulders, which are positioned on their backs, according to some people, as Juan Jesus now plays it down the line, and Era 2 is challenged by Cuadrado. They certainly don't want to lose another player as another free kick comes in.
Well, it's a big talking point, isn't it, that sending off? No doubt we'll get a replay. I think you're right, it was a second yellow. I don't think it was a straight red, but we'll get the replays after the game. But it's a big talking point, and, well, if the score stays the same, Roma won't mind too much, but it's certainly something that's going to change the complexion.
Well, we asked how good Roma could be defensively to match their brilliance going forwards. Well, they're certainly going to be tested, and we will know a lot more in the next 30 minutes or so, because they're going to be right up against it with a player less. They've got to be really resolute, and they've got to fight for every single ball as the ball is played down the line. And Khedira loses out, and now chance here to break through the middle for Venom. Venom threads it through, looking for Roxa, cleared away, and now Juventus have the chance to counter through. Cuadrado finds Cristiano Ronaldo, controlled by Lo Scandalo. Of course, in the goals so far this season. This time he turns provider, but he wins it back. Just couldn't quite get the shot towards goal, and time ticking away. A lot of pressure on Juventus now, Harry, with a player more.
Yeah, certainly psychologically at the very least, it's that they just seem to be firing it into the danger area, don't they, at will. But you need to be careful, because yes, they're down to 10 men, but they're still going to play direct like they are right here.
Yeah, I mean, one of the advantages of the way they play, this direct nature, the long balls sometimes being utilised, they can kind of skip a few of the players out. So the fact they have a player less, it isn't as drastic from an attacking point of view, because they'll still look to hit the main man up top and win the second balls.
Yeah, knockdowns and second balls are so vital to the way that Roma play. And I'm actually intrigued to see what kind of changes both sides make. I mean, if you're Roma, maybe you're not looking to change things too much, you know, in terms of formation. But let's listen to the Juve boys.
It's your pause or Roma?
No.
Curse of the commentator there.
Well,
goes silent.
We heard our referees.
I mean, how narrow?
If it was their pause, or if it was Roma's, and in the end, it was in fact Roma. Whether they just want to talk about things, they didn't seem to change anything that I could see, Adam. So maybe they're just talking over their game plan right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously losing Tool, he was probably their widest player, so they're very, very narrow. Juventus, of course, playing with a kind of wing-back formation. You'd expect them to try and hit the flanks and stretch that sort of very narrow Roma formation. But so far, they haven't really got much joy down the wings as they try to go down this time. But Morata can't get on the end of the pass, and everything seems a little bit forced at this moment in time. Juventus really struggling, Harry. What do they need to do?
Well, they have personnel on the pitch now, which has... it's going to allow them a bit more of a sharper attack. They have Morata, they have the likes of Rioni they've recently brought on, and they're going to need to play through those players, and obviously the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo as well are going to be pivotal. But so far, Roma just holding strong at the back.
Oh, it's ricocheting around, and Morata just couldn't quite pounce on it there as Il Distratore just couldn't get it under control, and they'll be looking for the goal machine that is Lo Scandalo to possibly mop up one of these chances, that if they do create one, as Edin Dzeko tries his luck. And, well, we have a set piece, Harry, and we know they're strong in the air. This could be their best moment to possibly, with 10 men, take the game out of sight.
Yeah, you need to be careful here if you're Juventus. You can see the lack of bodies in there for Roma currently due to the lack of bodies they have on the pitch. But you still need to be careful with the likes of Dzeko and Borja at the back post there as well. Federico Fazio is also a big option, so let's watch out for this.
And towards the near post. Dzeko can't get on the end of it. Out towards his left-hand side, and Venom comes again with a long ball, again searching for Kepa through the middle. This time it's picked off, and Juventus come away. Brilliant challenge there, this time from Kepa. And now Venom feeds it through. Back to Roxa. Roxa turns away. Again, they're pinballing off that main central figure. But again, that lack of having Tool on the pitch on that right-hand side, the chance goes away, and Juventus are able to smuggle it back. And now they come down the right-hand side, using the width this time, again, to stretch the play. Very narrow Roma team, but again, as soon as they come inside, that's where all the bodies are, and they stifle possession away. A really, really resolute defensive performance from Roma, and we questioned it, Harry, let's be honest.
Yeah, 10 in-game minutes to go as well. Really pivotal moment of the game here for the assist leader so far, Eterito. He's got 5 to his name, the most in the league, but you feel he's going to have to conjure up at least one more if Juve have anything to say for the rest of this game.
I'm nervous, Harry. Every time the referee blows his whistle with a slide tackle, anything can happen in this game.
Yeah, it's been really harsh on Roma this game, isn't he, the referee? I think we both thought that the second yellow, he was trying to play the ball, but it's gone against Roma again here for seemingly a very, very soft challenge indeed.
Innocuous. But maybe from up here and our old eyes, maybe we're not seeing something that is happening down on the pitch. Say our old eyes, probably more mine than yours, but...
You said it, not me.
So, 9 minutes remaining here for Juventus to snatch what would appear now an unlikely equaliser. We wouldn't have said that at the start of the game. Not giving any disservice to Roma, but certainly based on Matchday 2 anyway, and the abilities of MVP Eterito, you would expect certainly for them to get on the score sheet. And when you throw 10 men into the mix, you would have put your house on Juventus possibly getting something here. But as things stand, we're going to go into the second game with 3 points to AS Roma. but a lot can happen in 5 in-game minutes. Bonucci, whack downfield. Scandalo tried to find Il Distratore, now gets it back and has support down the line from Eterito. Is this a moment in the match where Captain Fantastic stands tall? Eterito plays it in field. Again, numbers, swathes of Roma defenders, and there is just no way through at this moment in time. If the score remains the same, this will go down as one of the greatest defensive performances of eFootball.Pro IQONIQ so far, as Il Distratore plays it through. Another chance for Eterito. It drops to Scandalo, smothered by the goalkeeper, and another chance comes and goes, and that, Harry, was possibly the best chance of the match, and there's just 1 minute remaining.
Was that the one? Was that the chance that Juve are going to get? Lo Scandalo, leading goal scorer for Juve so far, and he can't turn it home before the keeper gets there. The ball's up the other end of the pitch.
Anywhere will do for Venom.
Done.
And now whack downfield for Lo Scandalo. For some reason, the game is still going on. We're deep into the 3rd minute of injury time, and again, Roma stand tall. I keep using that word, but it rings so true considering they lost tall to a red card. And now whacked away again, one final time from Venom. The referee brings the first game to an end, and it's Juventus 0, Roma 1. And we touched on their defensive abilities and possibly lack of due to their exuberance going forwards. But Harry, that was one of the best defensive performances we've seen in the tournament so far.
Yeah, the problem is, though, it's not the first game that we question about Roma. It's always that game 2. So before we can really
6-0 Juventus, is that what you're saying?
And it could well end up that way, the way that we've seen Roma play this season. But take nothing away from that performance. I mean, 10 men for what? A half and a half, so to speak, of virtual football. You've got a goal to your name, so all you have to do really is defend. But, I mean, take nothing away. The goal itself, sublime. In the opening 10 minutes, Roxa with his 6th goal of the season. And, well, it was full of drama, wasn't it, the Italian derby here. The finish was sublime. Absolutely wonderful.
The way I see it, Harry, is going into this game, if you were given AS Roma, again, no disservice, but if you'd given AS Roma the chance of taking 3 points away from a possible 6 against Juventus, they probably would have snapped your hand off.
I mean, probably. I've just seen the second yellow again. I think he gets the ball there, Tall. I think he's really, really hard done by the referee. But it won't matter now. Roma take the 3 points, as you say. They have a chance of getting all 6, and if that's the case, Adam, then we could well be talking about Roma being champions come the end of the season, based on how they performed last week against Monaco and how they're performing against, you know, perennial title contenders in Juventus here as well.
Yeah, we certainly have fireworks in that Italian derby. Are we going to see much of the same? Like you said, all eyes on Roma's second match performance, because usually they come firing out of the blocks and then get a little bit fatigued in the second game. But it looks like we're going to see much the same. 2 teams going into this match. And Harry, I want you to hop yourself off the fence and give me a prediction for the second game and a scoreline, please.
Stop asking me this. I'm supposed to be a professional and unbiased. I think if you were going to ask me based on the run of play last game, you can give your unbiased opinion. My unbiased opinion is that Roma's game 2 so far this season have been so... It's been a different team that we've seen them play. That first game performance was so fantastic. This is where the real question we ask of them is, can they sort out their game 2 woes? Juventus will be knowing, they'll come into this knowing that Roma tend to, I don't want to say fall asleep, but they're there for the taking in the second game. It's about which Juventus turns up and which Roma turns up, honestly. If we see the Roma from game 1, we could be looking at, you know, maybe a 2-0 Roma win, but if Juve start to get their act together, it could be a 2-0 Juve win as well. So I'm still on the fence. You can't pry me off. I'm there with super glue. I'm stuck to my guns.
I mean, That's quite possibly one of the most boring waffle answers I've ever heard in eFootball.Pro. IQONIQ, but nevertheless, we're underway in this second game. Juventus need a big performance and, importantly, a big result here. And Ronaldo clipped on the edge of the area. Referee plays an advantage. Was he inside? That's the question. Across the face. It does not matter, because just like Roma in the first game, Juventus have responded very early in the second game, and the question marks were asked about Roma's abilities in their second game. And Harry, well, there's your answer after 4 minutes. They've fallen asleep.
They did. They fell asleep. They thought that Eterito here controlling Cristiano Ronaldo. When that advantage is played, they don't think he's going to play down the line. They think he's going to go inside to the eventual goal scorer, Lo Scandalo, who joins Roxa now on 6 goals for the season. And it's Luca Tubelli who turns provider this time around. Il Distruttore, his second assist on the season. But that's the early goal that will open up this match now. Like we saw in the first game of the day, Manchester United versus Arsenal, we saw a goal in the opening 10 minutes there. And we ended up with, 6 goals by the end of it. So there's confirmation of it. Lo Scandalo, the goal scorer, 6 on the season for him.
Yeah, we touched on him in the first game, how he had that big chance at the end of the 90 minutes to snatch the equaliser. Didn't come off that time. It did this time. I think a lot of the Roma players thought that the referee was, going to give that free kick. So therefore, they switched off. And of course, he played a good advantage and a right advantage. Oh, he's gone down here. The referee waves away the appeals. It was right on the line there, Chiesa. It looked like it might have been a possible penalty. The referee has given a corner instead. But yeah, as we said, Roma switched off, thinking it was going to be given as a free kick. And wonderful play from Lo Scandalo to tap home the cross from Il Distruttore. Poked goalwards by Eterito. And it's a stunning save down to his left-hand side, because 2-0 there after just 10 minutes could have been a long way back.
Yeah, cheeky snapshot from Ettore there. Go back and watch that chance again. The way he peels off into space, Eterito, is so smart.
Oh, keeper's missed it. And Tool was very tall at the back post. And now Pastore plays it down the line, intercepted, and Juventus come again. And it's all of Roman. They're responding in the best possible fashion. And it's another chance for Ettore. It's dropped. It's Tubelli. And it's into the back of the net.
Offside.
But the question is, has it been ruled out? It's very difficult to see when we just see the players. It's finally back, and it has been disallowed, I think, for a possible offside, Harry, but it's hard to say from here. Maybe a shirt pull. I think offside was given. And, well, we've seen fireworks again in the second game, Harry. Just the 1 goal, but it could have been 3 or 4.
It could have been. Now's the chance to see what Roma really can conjure up in this second game. Now they've got the ball. Il Distruttore there with absolutely no fear and no nonsense. But again, it's Roma seemingly just letting off the gas in this second game. I don't know what it is about them. They still have a lot of time, though, Adam, to turn things around and get their act together. But it's been mostly Juventus so far, and Roma, they need to get things going soon. Otherwise, we could see, like you said, 3 or 4.
They do. They need to wake up, because they've been well and truly under the cosh. Juventus have stormed all over them at the moment. Just the 1 goal, as you said, to their name, though. So, importantly, if Roma do get a chance, which they almost did there, it almost went all the way through to Kepa and Dzeko at the back post. But, again, Juventus come again, and it's just a little bit concerning that every time Roma do lose the ball, they do look that little bit more open in this second game. Oh, Dzeko turns there. He wants a penalty. The referee again is unmoved. Harry, is that a penalty?
Not for me.
You seen him
bit
given?
Soft. We have, but I mean, you're looking for it there if you're Dzeko, aren't you? So bit soft for me.
Well, it's another chance here. Oh, another slide tackle goes in. Another penalty shout. And Harry, well, that was probably the clearest one of the lot. Maybe, possibly, he clipped the ball.
A bit more of a...
That's the only thing I could think of, because It looked late. It looked like it was from behind. So, referee, fair's fair. The referee's been pretty consistent across the board. He's not giving a lot in this game. As Bonucci now fires downfield. And now Dybala looks for Chiesa, looks for the return, but Ettore just can't quite squeeze it through. And now Scandalo, the goal scorer, turns provider here, gets it through towards Eterito. Eterito challenged by Roxa. It's all got very, very scrappy, and that will probably just about suit Roma here. Much more direct style. They don't necessarily like to play the pretty football, although they are capable of it at times. And Tool's in here! Oh, he should have gone far post, Harry, surely. Was that manual goalkeeping? Hard to say. Went for the near post. I think he switched then.
I think he has. I think that's really nice goalkeeping by Eterito. Was Kepa with the chance, wasn't it? And he's yet to open his goal scoring tally for the year. So no goals for him so far this season.
Whipped in by Venom, headed out towards the edge of there. A chance to get it back in from Roxa. Oh, thunderous half volley there. Complete wipeout of the Juventus centre-back. But now Juventus can come on the counter-attack through Eterito. Out towards Il Distruttore now. Scandalo joins the fray. It's through towards Eterito. The flag is up. And, it's inches. And fine margins so far. As we tick towards the end of the first half, it's flown by, Harry, and we're only 1-0.
Yeah, only 1-0. Eterito, they're guilty, I think, of going a little bit too soon, but they're creating mismatches at the back here, Juve.
Brilliant defending there from Roxa, but they've given it away again here. And it's another chance for Scandalo. The goal scorer can't find the pass. And it is a offside with 3 minutes to go in the first half. Goal kick. Fair. Of course, this Roma team put together for the first time in this season. But of course, Roxa and Kepa have played together time and time again, including last season. I believe they played for FC Nantes. But what does Venom offer them, Harry?
Well, he played for Arsenal last year, didn't he? And he was one of those players that really stood out in the PES League in 2019. As Juve again threatened the Roma back line. He sort of brings that extra bit of dynamicism to the team. But I mean, last year on FC Nantes with Kepa and Roxa, at times it seemed like they could score goals in bunches, and then other times it felt like they had no answer. I feel like Venom just brings that extra little different mentality to this Roma team that is partly the reason they are scoring goals as much as they can. Let's listen to Roma now though, Adam, because they're at a crossroads here. 1-0 down in game 2. They've been poor in game 2 so far this season.
Yeah, let's go maybe more on Barca in the middle for the other. Dzeko is not in form this match.
Mkhitaryan, stall out.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe it's too early for that. Just him missing it.
Looks like they're making changes due to form. So more personnel than anything else.
Yeah, looks like they're taking Tall off, which is surprising. He's been cropping up in areas that have been threatening Juventus in the limited attacks that Roma have had. We heard Venom say, I believe,
maybe that's why they've done it, though. He's been cropping up and not taking advantage.
Yeah, maybe, but you need to be very, very careful if you're Roma here, because obviously, again, if Juve break you down as much as they were in the first half, we could have seen plenty of goals.
Well, they're in again here. Scandalo! And it's his second goal for a man who now sits on 7 goals for the season. And we've definitely seen a shift in this trio. And Scandalo seems to be popping up at the end of every single move. And boy, does he have some ability to finish them off.
Well, yeah, credit Lo Scandalo, but well, guess who it was providing the assist once again? Eterito. You think he could go it alone, you think he can go it by himself. He's unselfishly found Lo Scandalo, who, as you said, 7 goals on the season for him now. There's the confirmation of it. He is the leading goal scorer league-wide here in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ. What a season he's having. And he's on the match ball here in Game 2 as well, if I believe. So, one more goal for him, and he'll get a theoretical match ball. I'm not sure if we're giving away match balls this season, but he'll certainly get a pat on the back from me.
Could be looking at a possible MVP shout for this game week as well. A wonderful performance from the young man as the ball gets played in towards Edin Dzeko. Whacked away by Il Distratore, who seems to be doing all of the dirty work at this moment in time, Harry. You've got Eterito provider, Lo Scandalo the finisher, and Eterito just everywhere. Bam, bam, bam. Anywhere you need him, up pops Luca Tubelli.
Yeah, another good tackle from him there as well to set off this counter-attack. You're not wrong.
I mean, we touched time and time again in the PES League from before, when we had the co-op champions that included Alex Alguacil, for example, and Eterito and Luca Tubelli. And we often said we knew what we were getting from those two players, and Luca Tubelli obviously was there and thereabouts, but we couldn't quite pinpoint his exact, main quality. And we often said he does a bit of everything, and I think that is what's so good in a trio. He just sort of gels everything together, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's one of those players that will fill in the gaps. He's not the flashiest player in the world that I've seen, but he's always there. He's always there when you need him defensively and running forward. He always gives you an option as well. I've been so impressed with how this Juventus team this season has been put together, and obviously unchanged from last season.
Oh, but that's wonderful play from Roma. And Roxa at the back post. Sorry to cut you off, Harry, but that chance was developing at the speed of light, and Roxa really should have done better.
Yeah, there's one of those chances you expect to sort of fall to the likes of Roxa and maybe work the keeper a bit better than he did.
Lo Scandalo has another chance. Again, every time he's in so much confidence at the moment. He's just trying to pull the trigger at every possible opportunity. Oh, that's a naughty, naughty challenge there. And the referee has come across. Surely the hand is going to the pocket.
It's only a yellow, I believe.
Based on what we've seen. Right. Possibly not, is the answer to that one. And the referees made me look pretty silly.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised once the ball is kicked here and it's back in play. We see a yellow card there. Needed to be done. It was Il Distratore, I believe, the man who made the tactical foul happen. He sensed the danger from Roma and just brought play to a stop, get bodies behind the ball. That's what you need to do at this stage of the game.
What do Roma need to do, Harry? Because they've tried this sort of direct approach. Certainly in the first game. We've not really seen much in the second game in an attacking sense.
Yeah, I can't quite pinpoint it. It seems to be every single match day we see this from Roma, where they come out of the blocks firing in the first game, and then the second game, I don't want to say they take the foot off the gas. It just always feels like the opponents figure them out. So, I mean, it sounds obvious, but goals help, don't they? So, whether you find that from a set piece, a corner, or you can continue to play the long ball tactics, it's so far just been, they've not been on the same page, to put it politely. They've been bested by Juventus here in this second game.
Goals change games, Harry. As Mancini now clears his lines, but again, Lo Scandalo and co come again. Eterito using all those years of experience to find the ball back towards Il Distratore. Whacked away, and now Kepa plays it to Roxa. Roxa dispossessed by Il Distratore again just mopping up, getting it back. Now looks to feed it back towards Lo Scandalo, in towards Eterito, cleared away. And another chance. And I'm surprised, Harry, a little bit at how open Juventus are making this when the game is already 2-0. Is this the only way they know how to play?
Well, they want goals, don't they? It's just the way that Juventus play. Roma have a free kick here, though.
Oh. Good save there from Chesney.
I tell you what, I have been so impressed with how Il Distruttore has been playing. So many Roma counter-attacks have been intercepted and cut out. The passing lanes have been covered every time by Il Distruttore. He's been defensively fantastic.
Well, he's there again. Brilliant play from Luca Tubelli. As you mentioned, time and time again, almost the, not the underrated man, but he's often not talked about. And perhaps he should get a little bit more airtime as Eterito now goes down the right-hand side. Again, pops it back towards... in towards Lascandalo! And it's match ball. It's Juventus 3. It's Roma 0. It's game over for this second game, and it's 3 points apiece. And that, Harry, had all the hallmarks of the brilliance of Juventus. You had the industry of Luca Tubelli. You had the creativity of Eterito. And you had, of course, the prowess of 8 goal a season, Lascandalo.
You're absolutely right. If you want a goal to sum up Juventus, it's this one. The industry at the back. And I tell you what, Eterito and Lascandalo are quickly becoming one of the most potent combinations in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ this season. 8 goals for Lascandalo across 3 match days. It's an incredible return. It really is. He had a fantastic season last year. He's building upon it here in Juventus, going from strength to strength. Obviously disappointed about how the first game went. They have turned the tables here in the second game, 3-0. What a team this is. And unfortunately, it's the same old Roma, isn't it? Game 2. They just seem to be letting things slip, and teams seem to be figuring them out slowly but surely.
It needs to be something that possibly gets addressed in the post-match interview. If we can speak to one of the players, which I'm sure we can, maybe we can pop them that question, because it seems to be a really interesting phenomenon almost that's building here for Roma. The first game and the second game conundrum as Lascandalo goes in, shortly not 4, and it's blocked wide of the target. Morata was being controlled, and it's just brilliant play from Juventus. And I mean, we've waxed lyrical about Lascandalo in this game, but up to this season, we've talked about Eterito and Luca Tubelli playing together time and time again. They almost come together. Do you know what I mean? If you have Eterito, you have Il Distruttore, and vice versa. And it was always a case of who's going to be that third person almost this year with Juventus. And they've picked up Lascandalo. People were questioning what he would bring. Well, quite frankly, goals. It's as simple as that, isn't it?
Well, it's almost the perfect kind of situation for a player like Lascandalo, isn't it? Where he joins Juventus last season, and like you said, with Eterito and Il Distruttore becoming synonymous of one another, having played 2 versus 2 combination play for so long, it's the perfect platform to build upon, isn't it? So it shouldn't be really that much of a surprise that Lascandalo is having this much success, but yeah, really nice turnaround from Juventus.
There he is again. Il Distruttore just getting involved in every single thing. Breaking up play. If he has to take a yellow card, that's what he's going to do. They're desperate to keep this clean sheet as well. And it's just quite possibly, after losing the first game, a truly wonderful second game performance. If they can get the clean sheet to add icing on the cake, then it's just reward, because they've been defensively brilliant, and from an attacking sense they've been so dangerous as well. As the referee plays another advantage, Edin Dzeko picks it up. Surely the referee's going to bring this game to an end. It's AS Roma 0, Juventus 3. It's 3 points apiece, and it's a tale that we've seen time and time again, Harry, as you've mentioned already. A fascinating watch.
Yeah, it really was fascinating, wasn't it? I mean, between the 2 games, we had obviously Roma scoring early in the first, but then being down to 10 men